Okay, should be any second. I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, it's live.
Oh, look, I think we're live now.
Yep.
Crazy.
We are live.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Scripts Gone Wild.
Did Hitchcock just do the, oh, I didn't see you there.
He sure did. I am your host, Billy Ray Bruton, and with me tonight, however briefly, is a man who needs some introduction, Mr. Dave Lawson.
Need all the introductions. Seriously, if any of you people in the comments have any introductions you'd like to make, please. I need lots.
And Dave, you're going to be leaving us shortly tonight, but you popped in to say hello. Do you have any advice for your replacement co-host, Mr. Clay Keller?
Clay,
Dave, please.
Look, you have some medium-sized shoes to fill.
So tonight we are reading Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, Rear Window, and we're going to do it just as much justice as Hitch did. I guarantee it.
It's going to be about the same.
Listen very carefully. You'll hear him spinning in the grave as we do it.
We're also raising money for an amazing charity tonight, Symbolic Arts FX. And, you know, last week we tried to have a really awesome graphic of the charity for you guys.
That was my fault.
And I'd be lying if I said I wasn't super disappointed with the graphics team led by Dave and what they came up with. And I think they let everybody down, including those hungry kids in New York who we were raising money for.
I think I feel like, if anything, it shows how little money we put towards the graphics so that all the money went towards the kids.
Well, this week we put a few $1,000s into the graphics, and Dave and the team spent all week coming up with something. And Dave, why don't you show us what's been come up with? Oh, yeah. Well,
Here's the
well
thing.
worth the money.
That money
Wow.
all went to my pocket. So thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous thank you, Dave.
Those are face shields. They make face shields. They're coughing upwards. It's an upward trajectory.
In profile.
Yeah,
yes.
they sort of look like police riot gear masks.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that what you're trying to get across? Is this what we're giving cash to? Is riot gear?
You see what you want to see.
we actually have someone with us who is very familiar with the charity. She actually works with them. Alexis, why don't you tell us a little bit about what they do?
Yes, of course. Eddie Yang, who's known for, small movies like known for the Iron Man suit, Batman suit. He's an FX. He was my boss back in the day. He decided to turn his talents and create these shield masks for the frontliners. And to donate, you can go to Project 614, Renew LA Church. And so far, we've made 2,000 masks, shield masks, to the frontliners, and our goal is 3,600 as of right now. My job is I volunteer every day, and I take the parts to the artists and the assemblers, and they put it together, and they go right to the front lines. So we need as much money as possible. Please donate. We are a good team. We're working long nights, not sleeping, and go to Symbolic Arts FX on Instagram and Facebook, and also Project 614 if you wish to donate. Go to Scripts Gone Wild's link to donate. Project 614's involved, and Renew Church LA.
Alexis, on a scale of 1 to this picture, how good are the masks? Are they like at least this quality?
Oh, no. No. But nice try.
She's honest.
Yeah, so if you want to make a donation to the charity, go to the website scriptsgonewild.com.
Scripts Gone Wild.
We've got the links there, and yeah, we hope you will before you have a few drinks and join us. I'm going to introduce the cast right now. We've got some awesome folks reading this wonderful script with us. We got Mr. Pat Healy.
Yeah. Woo!
We got Ioannides.
Woo!
Bryan Cogman.
Woo-hoo.
Betsy Holt, all the way from New Orleans.
Nolan, baby.
Rico Anderson.
Yay.
Frank Dietz. Alexis Iacono, who you just heard from. Mr. Ryan Marker. And of course, serving as co-host for this particular read, Mr. Clay Keller, and also reading a script as well.
Ooh.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go watch on YouTube, so don't fuck up.
Okay.
Bye, Dave.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Bye, Dave.
Talk bad about you. Bye.
All right.
Thank
Now, Billy
God
Ray,
that crash is gone.
yeah.
Billy Ray, if I'm to understand correctly, I am now supposed to carry the burden of displaying, I mean, the honor of Dave's background. Yes.
That is correct.
Okay, here we go.
While you're doing that, I'm going to give the rundown for folks at home. Scripts Gone Wild is a drinking game. When a reader flubs a line or misses a cue, they have to take a drink. Our Twitter audience chooses 2 social words, and whenever those words are spoken by a reader in the script, everybody takes a drink. Now, it only counts if a reader says them, not me. And those 2 words for this read are Jeff. And actually, there's only one word, and that's Jeff. There's another little rule. In the script, there's a character who's called Coin. In the movie, his name is Doyle. It's the lieutenant. But in the script, it says Coin. If any of the readers say Coin by mistake, they also have to take a drink. So you just have to remember that, folks. We also have a finish your drink line that's chosen by our Patreon supporters. And that line for this read is, I believe, I might be paraphrasing a little, is the world is nothing but a bunch of peeping Toms.
That's right.
And that is the line. So when we get to that line, you have to finish whatever drink is in your hand, whether it is a fresh pour or just a couple of sips.
I hope I'm not holding this when that happens.
I hope not either. That's the one that can really get you. Does any of our readers have any questions?
Is this okay to drink?
Get rid of coronavirus. It's a necessity.
So you
I'm
can
gonna
assess it.
mainline it. Right.
Only
Yeah,
for
yeah.
injections.
Oh, beautiful.
Okay, well, guys, I think it's about that time then to dive into this this bear of a script. Let's do it. Here we go. I'll see you guys on the other end in 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Rear Window by John Michael Hayes, based on a short story by Cornell Woolrich. Jeffrey's apartment. Although we do not see the foreground window frame, we see the whole background of a Greenwich Village street. The neighborhood is not a prosperous one, but neither is it poor. We see a large sleeping profile of a man filling the screen. It is so large that we do not see any features, but merely the temple in the side of his cheek. We then move over to see residents of the apartment building. We move on a large, balding man standing near the window, shaving, using a small bowl of water and a portable mirror, which he sets up on a shelf. To the right is a battered upright piano, and on top of that is a radio. The music selection coming from the radio stops, and the announcer is heard.
The time? 7:15 a.m., WOR, New York. The temperature outside, 84. Friends, is your life worth $1?
The man quickly changes the station. We then follow all over the building. We see a couple sleeping on the stoop outside of their apartment. We see all sorts of motherfuckers getting down all over this street. There's a lot of peeping going on. Then we go back in, and guess what? There's our main character, L.B. Jeffries, a tall, lean, energetic 35, his face long and serious, looking at rest. Is it in other circumstances capable of humor, passion, naive wonder, and the kind of intensity that bespeaks inner convictions of a moral strength and a basic honesty? Oh, that's nice. That's a really nice way to talk about him. Now we're moving to Gunnison's office. The screen is filled with the top of a desk. In addition to the usual telephones, blotting pad, etc., the most prominent feature is the number of glossy photo prints and even large-size matte prints. We now see face-to-face with Ivar Gunnison and Jack Bryce. Gunnison is sitting on a window ledge, and beyond him we realize we are high above the New York City streets. Gunnison is holding a cablegram in his hand. Bryce has a cigarette in his mouth. He scratches a match and is about to light it when he notices that Gunnison, still reading the cable, has reached into an inside shirt pocket and produced a cigarette. Quickly, Bryce...
China. Jeff predicted it would go sky high.
Drink.
Jeff!
Oh, right. Oy.
From the looks of Davidson's cable, it might even go higher than that. And we haven't even gotten the camera over there.
This could go off in a month or an hour.
I'll pull somebody out of Japan.
Bryce, the only man for this job, is sitting right here in town. Get me LBJ. Jeffries. Got me already. Wow. Get me LB Jeffries.
Jeffries?
Name me a better photographer.
But his leg.
Don't worry. It comes off today. I mean the cast.
That scene was cut from the movie. Jeff's apartment. Shooting through the open window into Jeff, he is shaving himself with an electric razor as the phone rings. He shuts it off and answers the phone.
Jeffries.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Jeff!
Drink.
What?
For getting rid of that cast.
Who said I was getting rid of it?
His attention is drawn to something across the way. There is almost a touch of eagerness in his expressions. Two pretty girls have appeared on the distant roof, so he watches them like a creep. During the whole of this previous action, the conversation between Jeff and Gunnison has gone on as follows.
This is Wednesday.
Gunnison, how did you get to be such a big editor with such a small memory?
Wrong day?
Wrong week. Next Wednesday, I emerged from this plaster cocoon.
Oh, that's too bad, Jeff.
Jeff?
Well, I guess. Drink.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I guess I can't be lucky every day. Forget I called.
Yeah, I sure feel sorry for you, Gunnison. Must be rough on you thinking of me wearing this cast another whole week.
That 1 week was going to cost me my best photographer and you a big assignment.
Where?
There's no point in even talking about it.
Jeff's attention is drawn back out. He's looking all over the place, looking at all that shit going on. He's amused by what he sees, but continues his conversation with Gunnison, which has gone on through all the scenes with the ballet dancer. Yeah, there's a ballet dancer stretching.
Where?
Indochina. Got a code tip from the bureau chief this morning. The place is about to go up in smoke.
Oh, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you it was the next place to watch?
You did.
Okay, when do I leave? Half hour, an hour?
With that cast on, you don't.
Your stuff sounded stuffy. I'll take pictures from a Jeep, from a water buffalo if necessary.
You're too valuable to the magazine for us to play around with. I'll send Morgan or Lambert.
Swell, I get myself half killed for you, and you reward me by stealing my assignments.
I didn't ask you to stand in the middle of that automobile racetrack.
You asked for something dramatically different, you got it.
So you did. So did you.
Frank.
Frank.
I should probably put on my glasses. Hold on.
Without his glasses.
No, don't do that, Frank.
No. Okay. So did you. Goodbye, Jeff.
Drink. No, Bryan, you do not need to drink on other people's flubs.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
We are hitting the ground running here.
you got to get me out of here. 6 weeks sitting in a 2-room apartment with nothing to do but look out the window at the neighbors.
Piano playing.
Worse than Chinese water torture.
We now see the source of the piano music that was just playing. It's coming from the apartment from the studio window, which we saw earlier. The short, balding man sits there playing a few notes. He's playing. Jeff frowns at the double sound and raises his voice a little. He continues the conversation, which has been heard all through the previous scene.
Read some good books.
I've been taking pictures so long, I don't know how to read anymore.
I'll send you some comic books.
Listen, if you don't pull me out of this swamp of boredom, I'll do something drastic.
Like what?
I'll get married. Then I'll never be able to go anywhere.
It's about time you got married before you turn into a lonesome and bitter old man.
Can you see me rushing home to a hot apartment every night to listen to the automatic laundry, the electric dishwasher, the garbage disposal, and a nagging wife?
Jeff.
Drink.
Jesus.
Wives don't nag anymore. They discuss.
He looks out again, starts surveying the land. On the second floor, a man has entered the living room from a hallway door and carries a large aluminum sample case, common to salesmen. He sets down the case heavily, removes his hat, and slowly wipes his brow with the back of his hand. He takes his coat and tie off. His shirt is stained with sweat underneath. He rolls up his sleeves. With his eyes still focused on the distant apartments, Jeff continues to talk with Gunnison.
Yeah, maybe in the high rent districts they discuss, but in my neighborhood, they still nag.
Well, you know best. Call you later, Jeff.
Drink.
Oh,
God.
Anyway, I feel like my job here is to displease our readers. I feel like I'm a bad guy in all this.
You are Thorwald.
Next time, have some good news.
The salesman looks towards the bedroom door, hesitates, and reluctantly walks toward it. The man enters the bedroom. We can see a woman lying on the far bed near her. Basically, his wife is nagging at him, and he doesn't really like it. He and his wife obviously have issues. They've got some serious problems. And I don't want to spoil the rest of their story, but let's just say it doesn't get much better. He also looks at the ballet dancer, an elderly lady. There's a newlywed couple. There's people who sleep on the stoop who have a small dog. There's an annoying woman who lives, I don't know where the hell she lives, but she's always out in the courtyard. And so now we're back in his apartment a little bit later. And there's Stella. There's Stella, his nurse. She is husky, unhandsome, dark-haired.
Oh, man.
She's dressed like a district nurse with a dark coat, dark felt hat, white uniform showing underneath. She carries a small black bag.
The New York State sentence for a peeping Tom is 6 months in the workhouse.
Hello, Stella.
And there aren't any windows in the workhouse. Years ago, they used to put your eyes out with a hot poker. It was one of those bikini bombshells you always watch worth a hot poker. We've grown to be a race of peeping Toms.
That's it. Finish your drinks.
Finish it.
Oh my God.
Boom, proof.
Oh, I timed my pours
I
very
just
bad.
poured.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I did too, Pat.
Horrible timing.
Man dies of alcohol poisoning alone.
I'll say it to you one more time while y'all are still drinking.
Oh,
God.
We grown to be a race of peeping Toms. What people should do is stand outside their own houses and look in once in a while. What do you think of that for homespun philosophy?
Reader's Digest, April 1939.
Well, I only quote from the best.
Now look, Stella.
See if you can break 100.
Takes his temperature.
I should have been a gypsy fortune teller instead of an insurance company nurse.
That was a mistake. Drink.
Drink.
Oh shoot, I gotta pour more.
oh.
Should have been a gypsy fortune teller instead of an insurance company nurse. I got a nose for trouble. Can smell it 10 miles away. You heard of the stock market crash in 29?
I predicted it.
Oh, that's my line.
Yeah.
Oh!
Pat's already drunk.
I predicted it.
How?
Simple. I was nurse and a director of General Motors. Kidney ailment, they said. Nerves, I said. Then I asked myself, what's General Motors got to be nervous about? Overproduction. Collapse, I answered. When General Motors has to go to the bathroom 10 times a day, the whole country's ready to let go.
Stella, in economics, a kidney ailment has no relationship to the stock market, absolutely none.
It crashed, didn't it? I can smell trouble right in this apartment. You broke your leg. You look out the window. You see things you shouldn't. Trouble. I can see you now in front of the judge, flanked by lawyers in blue double-breasted suits. You're pleading, Judge, it was only innocent fun. I loved my neighbors like a father. The judge answers, congratulations. You just gave birth to 3 years in Dannemora.
Right now, I'd even welcome trouble.
You've got a hormone deficiency.
How can you tell that from a thermometer?
Those sultry sun worshippers you watch haven't raised your temperature 1 degree in 4 weeks.
I think you're right. There is going to be some trouble around here.
I knew it.
Don't you ever heat that stuff up?
He's giving him a massage, by the way.
Give your circulation something to fight. What kind of trouble?
Lisa Fremont.
You must be kidding. A beautiful young woman and you a reasonably healthy specimen of manhood.
Yeah, well, she expects me to marry her.
That's normal.
I don't want to.
Well, that's abnormal.
I'm not ready for marriage.
Nonsense. A man is always ready for marriage with the right girl. And Lisa Fremont is the right girl for any man with half a brain who can get one eye open.
She's all right.
Behind every ridiculous statement is always hidden the true cause. What is it? You have a fight?
No.
Your father loading up the shotgun?
No.
It's happened before, you know. Some of the world's happiest marriages have started under the gun, you might say.
She's just not the girl for me.
She's only perfect.
Too perfect, too beautiful, too talented, too sophisticated, too everything, but what I want.
Is what you want something you can discuss?
It's very simple. She belongs in that rarefied atmosphere of Park Avenue, expensive restaurants, and literary cocktail parties.
People with sense can belong wherever they're put.
You see her tramping around the world with a camera bum who never has more than a week's salary in the bank. If only she was ordinary.
You're never gonna marry?
Probably. But when I do, it'll be to someone who thinks of life as more than a new dress, a lobster dinner, and the latest scandal. I need a woman who'll go anywhere, do anything, and love it. The only honest thing to do is call it off. Let her look for somebody else.
I can hear you now. Get out of here, you perfect, wonderful woman. You're too good for me.
That's the hard part.
Look, Mr. Jeffries, I'm not educated. I'm not even sophisticated, but I can tell you this. When a man and a woman see each other and like each other, they should come together, wham, like two taxis on Broadway, not sit around studying each other like specimens in a bottle.
There's an intelligent way to approach marriage.
Intelligence? Nothing has caused the human race more trouble. Modern marriage.
We've progressed emotionally in...
Baloney! Once it was see somebody, get excited, get married. Now it's read books, fence with 4-syllable words, psychoanalyze each other until you can't tell a petting party from a civil service exam.
People have different emotional levels that...
Ask for trouble and get it. Why, there's a good boy in my neighborhood who went with a nice girl across the street for 3 years. Then he refused to marry her. Why? Because she only scored 61 on a Look magazine marriage quiz. When I married Miles, we were both maladjusted misfits. We still are, and we've loved every minute of it.
That's fine, Stella. Now will you make me a sandwich?
Okay, but I'm gonna spread some common sense on the bread. Lisa Fremont's loaded to her fingertips with love for you. I'll give you 2 words of advice. Marry her.
She pay you much?
Jeff's now doing his whole peeping Tom routine again, looking out of the window creepily. The elderly lady's asleep at her desk chair, her face covered with the Herald Tribune. He looks at the ballet dancer's window. She's sitting near the window, looking in an upright mirror dreamily. He's looking all over the place, looking at the newlyweds coming and kissing and lowering their shades, because that's what newlyweds do. And then there's Stella again.
Stopper.
The screen is filled with the eye. Okay, that's the end of that scene. Now, in darkness, because this is the best shot in movie history. The screen is filled with the eyes, nose, and mouth of a woman coming nearer and nearer to the camera to kiss Jeff. The face is more or less in shadow, a faint light coming onto the profile from the window. It moves down until the lips move out of her bottom of her screen and just the remain fulfill the screen. The 2 big profiles filling the screen. The girl kisses Jeff firmly, but not passionately. Then her head moves back an inch or 2. It's Grace Kelly, y'all. She speaks.
Yeah.
How's your leg?
Hurts a little.
And your stomach?
Empty as a football.
And your love life?
Not too active.
Anything else bothering you?
Uh-huh.
Reading from top to bottom. Lisa.
He turns on one light, turns on another. And now the apartment is lighted.
The Lisa Fremont who never wears the same dress twice?
Only because it's expected of her. Right off the Paris plane. Think it'll sell?
Depends on the quote. Let's see. There's the plane tickets over, import duties, hidden taxes, profit markups.
A steal at $1,100.
That dress should be listed on the stock exchange.
We sell a dozen a day in this price range.
Who buys them? Tax collectors?
Even if I had to pay, it would be worth it, just for the occasion.
Something big going on somewhere?
Going on right here. It's a big night.
It's just a run-of-the-mill Monday. The calendar's loaded with them.
It's opening night of the last depressing week of L.B. Jeffries in a cast.
Hasn't been any big demand for tickets.
That's because I bought out the house. This cigarette box has seen better days.
Picked it up in Shanghai, which has also seen better days.
It's creaked and you never use it, and it's too ornate. I'm sending up a plain, flat silver one with just your initials engraved.
Now that's no way to spend your hard-earned money.
I wanted to, Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff.
Oh.
Drink.
Oh. It'd been so long since a drink.
What would you think of starting off with dinner at the 21?
You have perhaps an ambulance outside?
Better than that, the 21.
She opens the door and there's a waiter standing there. His name is Carl. He's just doing his job.
Thank you for waiting, Carl. Kitchen's on the left. I'll take the wine.
Good evening, Mr. Jeffries.
Hello.
Just put everything right in the oven, Carl, on low.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's open the wine now. It's Montrachet.
Yeah, a big glass full.
Big enough?
Fine. Corkscrews on the right.
I couldn't think of anything more boring and tiresome than what you've been through. And the last week must be the hardest.
Yeah, I want to get this thing off and get moving.
Well, I'm going to make this a week you'll never forget.
Carl comes back out.
Let me, madam.
He opens it.
This will take care of the taxi as well.
Thank you, Miss Fremont. Have a pleasant dinner, Mr. Jeffries.
Thank you.
Carl leaves and goes home to a loveless marriage.
What a day I've had.
Tired?
Not a bit. I was all morning in a sales meeting, then over to the Waldorf for a quick drink with Madame Dufresne's, just over
Drink.
Oh. All these
Brutal.
words.
just over from Paris with some spy reports. Back to the 21 for lunch with the Harper's Bazaar people. That's when I ordered dinner. Then 2 fall showings, 20 blocks apart. Then I had to have a cocktail with Leland and Slim Hayward. We're trying to get his next show. Then I had to dash back and change.
Tell me, what was Slim Hayward wearing?
She looked very cool. She had on a mint green kind of, and to think, I planted 3 nice items about you in the columns today. You can't buy that kind of publicity.
Well, that's good news.
Someday you might want to open up about your studio here.
How could I run it from, say, Pakistan?
Jeff, isn't it time you came home? You could pick your assignment.
I wish there was one I wanted.
Make the one you want.
You mean leave the magazine?
Yes.
For what?
For yourself. And me. I could get you a dozen assignments tomorrow. Fashion, portraits. Don't laugh. I could do it.
That's what I'm afraid of. Could you see me driving down to the fashion salon in a Jeep, wearing combat boots and a 3-day beard?
I could see you looking handsome and successful in a dark blue flannel suit.
Not talking.
I'd better start setting up for dinner.
Guys, we're going to take our customary 8 o'clock break right now to clap for the healthcare workers. Yay! And I'm going to have a drink for them as well, because why the hell not?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Pledge.
Cheers, healthcare workers.
And Billy Ray, this would be a perfect time to remind people about the charity
Go ahead, Clay. Why
as
don't you do
well. Yes, we are raising money right now for Project Face Shield from Symbolic Arts Effects. Whoa. That's the website right there in this beautifully designed by Dave Lawson background I have here. Symbolic Arts Effects. These are Hollywood special effects artists who are putting their talents to use during the quarantine, creating face shields for frontline workers here, doing the hero's work, protecting us during this this coronavirus crisis. And if you donate money, It goes to materials and
Yes.
things to help them do their job and get those face masks out on the front line. So symbolicartseffects.com.
Cool.
Thank you, Clay.
And you can also find a link at screens. Yeah, you can also find a link at scriptsgonewild.com.
Well, and I have to say, Clay, well gestured. Well gestured.
Well
Yeah.
gestured. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, now we move into something out of a really messed up Charlie Kaufman movie where he Tom's Miss Lonely Hearts, who is having a pretend dinner for a pretend man. She's pouring wine for him. She's lighting candles, but he never shows up because he's not real.
Incredible.
And then when she realizes that she's doing this to essentially a ghost, she falls down on the sofa and starts wailing and crying because, yeah, that's pretty tragic and sad.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very good,
In
Alex.
a possible way. And then we cut to Jeff's apartment, glass in hand, looking out sympathetically.
Well, you said page
That's
33.
what-
Yeah, there you go.
That's what is known as manless melancholia.
Miss Lonely Hearts. That's something you'll never have to worry about.
Oh, you can see my apartment all the way up on 63rd Street.
Not exactly. But we have a little apartment here that's probably about as popular as yours. You, of course, remember Miss Torso.
Now they're both peeping Toms together. Miss Torso is entertaining some men.
Well, she picked the most prosperous looking one.
She's not in love with him or any of them.
Oh, shit. Technical difficulties here, sorry. What page are we on?
what's happening?
Page 34.
34.
Frank!
Frank?
Can you tell that from here?
You said it resembled my apartment, didn't you?
Peeping again, the newlyweds apartment still has the shades drawn. The salesman apartment, the man is having a phone call. That's real exciting. It's a phone call. And then they're still peeping. And then they're looking at the songwriter's apartment. This is the Alfred Hitchcock cameo.
Mm-hmm.
Where's
And then bottom of page 36.
Very good, Frank.
Hitchcock's fixing his clock, as I recall.
That's right.
Where's that music coming from?
Oh, some songwriter. In fact, he's Dave from Alvin and the Chipmunks later on.
That's true.
He lives alone, probably had an unhappy marriage.
Just like Carl the waiter.
I think it's enchanting. Almost as if it were being written especially for us.
Well, no wonder he's having so much trouble with his.
Well, at least you can't say the dinner isn't right.
It's perfect. It's always.
Later on,
There can't be that much difference between people and the way they live. We all eat, talk, drink, laugh, sleep, wear clothes.
Now look,
If you're saying all this just because you don't want to tell me the truth, because you're hiding something from me, then maybe I can understand.
nothing I'm hiding. It's just that.
It doesn't make any sense to me. What's so different if here from over there or any place you go that one person couldn't live in both places just as easily?
Some people can. Now, if you just let me.
What is it but traveling from one place to another, taking pictures? It's just like being a tourist on an endless vacation.
All right. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it, but
It's ridiculous for you to say that it can only be done by a special private little group of anointed people.
I made a simple but true statement, and I'll back it up. If you'll just shut up for a minute.
If your opinion is as rude as your manner, I'm not sure I want to hear it.
Lisa, simmer down, will you?
You can't fit in here. I can't fit in there. According to you, people should be born, live, and die on the same thing. And
Lisa, shut up.
damn.
Did you ever eat fish heads and rice?
Best segue ever.
of course not.
You might have to if you went with me. Ever try to keep warm in a C-54 at 15,000 feet, 20 below zero?
Oh, I do that all the time, whenever I have a few minutes after lunch.
Ever get shot at, run over, sandbagged at night because people got unfavorable publicity from your camera? Those high heels would be a lot of use in the jungle, and those nylons and 6-ounce lingerie, well, they'd be very stylish in Finland. Just before you froze to death. You gonna get the idea?
If there's one thing I know, it's how to wear the proper clothes.
Try and find a raincoat in Brazil, even when it isn't raining. Lisa, on this job, you carry one suitcase. Your home is the available transportation. You sleep rarely, bathe even less. And sometimes the food you look at when they were alive.
Jeff, you don't have to be desperately. You don't have to be deliberately repulsive just to impress me. I'm wrong.
If anything, I'm making it sound good. Let's face it, Lisa, you aren't made for that kind of life. Few people are.
You're too stubborn to argue with.
I'm not stubborn, I'm truthful.
I know. A lesser man would have told me it was one long holiday, and I would have awakened to a rude delusionment.
If you want to get vicious, I'd be very happy to accommodate you.
No, I don't particularly want that. So that's it. You won't stay here. I can't go with you.
It would be the wrong thing.
You don't think either one of us could ever change?
Right now, doesn't seem so.
I'm in love with you. I don't care what you do for a living. Somehow, I would just like to be a part of it. And it's deflating to find out that the only way I can be a part of it is to take out a subscription in your magazine. I guess I'm not the girl I thought I was.
There's nothing wrong with you, Lisa. You have the town in the palm of your hand.
Not quite, it seems. Goodbye, Jeff.
Drink.
God damn it.
Finally.
This is such a good script.
It is.
You mean good night?
I mean what I said.
Lisa, can't we just sort of keep things status quo?
Without any future?
Well, when will I see you again?
Not for a long time. Not at least until tomorrow night.
Jeff's apartment. Our old friend Gunnison has returned.
Hey.
Hello.
Jonathan?
Yeah. Is that you, Jeff?
Me.
Drink.
Something wrong?
The word is everything. Now, what time does my plane leave Tuesday?
Jeff.
I don't care where it goes.
Boy, drink.
I've got a soundboard, by the way.
There's the soundboard finally.
I've got a soundboard with all manner of just terrifying characters and different things saying drink. So I'm gonna fuck
I don't
around
think
with
it's
that
fair
one.
that my character doesn't come till
Get ready, people.
75 and I'm doing this much drinking.
I don't care where it goes, just as long as I'm on it.
Okay. Indochina, Tuesday. We'll pick you up.
That's more like it. Good night, old buddy.
Yeah.
Jeff continues to peep, and he hears a sharp sound and a brief crash. Weird, huh? And then it begins to rain. The couple sleeping on the stoop are getting soaked, and Jeff watches the salesman return home with his large metal briefcase.
Right.
And he checks his watch, and it says,
Basically, it seems like some funny business went on
Yeah.
across the courtyard.
What's going on with that guy in the
He
briefcase?
keeps dozing off and waking up to all this weird shit going on. The man keeps coming and going with his briefcase, coming and going and coming and going.
And where's the wife?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? The songwriter comes in drunk too at some point.
Alfred!
Alfred. He peeps on Miss Torso returning from her date. Miss Torso is that ballet dancer girl. still waking up and peeping and doing his weird voyeur shit all night long, coming and going with the briefcase, weird things afoot. Then the next morning, all sorts of shit's going on. And Stella's there now.
Wow.
You think the rain would have cooled things off? All it did was make the heat wet.
Ooh, that's a stiff one.
Oh.
The insurance company would be a lot happier if you slept in your bed, not in the wheelchair.
How did you know?
Eyes bloodshot. Must have been staring out that window for hours.
I was.
What do you do if one of them catches you?
Depends on which one. Now, Miss Torso, for example.
Keep your mind off her.
She's a real eat, drink, and be merry girl.
She'll end up fat, alcoholic, and miserable.
Speaking of misery, Miss Lonely Hearts drank herself to sleep last night again.
Girl, someday she'll find her happiness.
And some man will lose his.
Isn't there anyone in the neighborhood who might cast an eye in her direction?
Well, the salesman could be available soon.
Wife splitting up?
Hard to figure. He went out several times last night in the rain, carrying a sample case.
Isn't he a salesman?
What could he sell at 3 in the morning?
Flashlights. Luminous dials for watches. House numbers that light up.
He was taking something out of the apartment, I'm certain.
His personal effects. He's probably running away, the coward.
Sometimes it's worse to stay than it is to run.
But it takes a particularly low type of man to do it. What about this morning? Any developments?
No. Shades are still drawn in their apartment.
In this heat? They're up now.
The salesman looks out of his window and looks around.
Get back. Out of sight, quick.
Listen, what's the matter?
The salesman's looking out his window.
Then
Get back there, he'll see you.
I'm not shy. I've been looked at before.
Not an ordinary look. It's the kind of look a man gives when he's afraid somebody might be watching him.
The salesman stares around while a small dog sniffs around the rose garden. Nothing weird going on there at all.
Bye, Mr. Jeffries. I'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing she didn't say Jeff.
Yeah.
And don't sleep in the chair again.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Great conversationalist.
Bella? You take those binoculars out of the case and bring them to me?
Trouble. I can smell it. I'll be glad when they crack that cast and I can get out of here.
Jeff is really peeping now with binoculars.
Yeah.
And he watches the salesman load his briefcase. Jeff even goes and gets a longer limb so he can peep hard. Oh, goddamn.
Billy Ray, drink.
Yeah. Great.
So he can peep hardcore. The salesman is wrapping a goddamn saw because that's normal. He's also tired.
I feel like the salesman is going to be a major character.
I don't know, but he's wrapping weapons, and then he lays down to take a nap because he's tired from wrapping weapons.
Yeah.
Jeff's starting to realize that some shit's going down.
He seems creepier than the other neighbors.
That's correct.
No, it's just normal salesman stuff, Brian.
No. Oh, well.
And now it's night in the neighborhood. The couple on the stoop are getting ready for bed, and they pull their small dog up in a basket.
How far does a girl have to go before you notice her?
Well, if she's pretty enough, she doesn't have to go anywhere. She just has to be.
Well, ain't I? Pay attention to me.
Not exactly on the other side of the room.
Your mind is. And when I want a man, I want all of him.
Don't you ever have any problems?
I have one now.
So do I.
Tell me about it.
Why would a man leave his apartment 3 times on a rainy night with a suitcase? Come back 3 times.
He likes the way his wife welcomes him home.
Not that salesman's wife. Why didn't he go to work today?
Homework. It's more interesting.
What's interesting about a butcher's knife and a small saw wrapped up in a newspaper?
Nothing, thank heaven.
Why isn't he going into his wife's bedroom all day?
I wouldn't dare answer that.
Lisa, there's something terribly wrong.
And I'm afraid it's with me.
What do you think?
Something too frightful to utter.
100 pages to go, folks.
Went out a few minutes ago.
No instinct.
He's under, and he hasn't come back yet.
He starts peeping on Miss Torso again like a real creep.
You know, that would be a terrible job to tackle. How would you begin to cut up a human body?
Jeff, I'll be honest with you.
Frank.
You're beginning to scare me a little.
Frank.
Get on it, Clay. Come on.
Jeff!
Oh, fuck, man.
Did you hear what I said? You're beginning to scare me.
Quiet. Shh. Coming back.
The salesman returns home. He's carrying he gets a carving knife from the kitchen, and then the lights go out behind the shades. Normal stuff.
Yeah.
Jeff!
Drink. Drink.
Hey, stop calling his name.
If you could only see yourself.
Lisa.
Sitting around, looking out a window to kill time is one thing, but doing it in the way you are, with binoculars and with wild opinions about every little movement you see is diseased.
You think I just consider this recreation?
You consider it. If you stop it, I'm getting out of here.
You better before you catch the disease.
What is it you're looking for?
I want to find out what's wrong with the salesman's wife. Does that make me sound like a madman?
Makes you think something's wrong with her.
A lot of things. She's an invalid who needs constant care, and yet the husband or anyone else has been in there all day.
Maybe she died.
Okay, where's the doctor, the undertakers?
She could be under sedatives, sleeping. He's in the room now.
Lisa, please.
There's nothing to see.
There is. I've seen things through that window, bickering, family fights, mysterious trips at night, knives, saws, rope. And since last evening, not a sight or sound of his wife. Now you tell me where she is and what she's doing.
Maybe he's leaving his wife. I don't know, and I don't care. Lots of people have saws, knives, and robs around their houses. Lots of men don't speak to their wives all day. Lots of wives nag, and men hate them, and trouble starts, but very, very, very few of them end up in murder, if that's what you're thinking.
Pretty hard to stay away from that word, isn't it?
You could see all the things he did, couldn't you?
What are you getting at?
You could see that he did because he had the shades in his apartment up and walked along the corridor and the streets and the backyard.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you think a murderer would let you see all that? That he couldn't keep his shades down and hide behind them?
Well, yeah. See, that's where he's being clever, acting nonchalant.
And that's where you're not being clever. He wouldn't parade his crime in front of the open shades. For all you know, there's something a lot more sinister going on behind those shades.
He points to the newlyweds' apartment who are obviously fucking.
No comment.
Don't you see how silly you're being?
Oh, okay, Lisa. Probably you're right. Probably in the bedroom now, entertaining his wife with the Indian rope trip.
Oh.
I'll admit to criminal insanity. Now, when do I start to feel?
No, hold on there, Jeff. He's actually tying up a large trunk with some rope, which is a little incriminating.
Yeah.
Let's start at the. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just gonna drink.
Drink.
Oh, yeah.
And also, yeah. Let's start from the beginning again, Jeff.
Drink.
Everything.
Oh, Jeff. Oh, shit.
What do you think it means?
No one says someone's name this much.
Jeff is now all alone in his dark apartment. The telephone rings.
Yeah.
The name on the second floor rear mailbox reads Mr. and Mrs. Lars. That's Lars, Lars Starworld.
What's the apartment house number?
125 West 9th Street.
Thanks.
Okay, Chief, that's my next assignment. Oh my God. What's my next assignment?
Get on home.
All right, but what's he doing now?
Just sitting in the living room in the dark, and he hasn't gone near the bedroom. Now get some sleep. Good night.
The next day, Jeff is on the phone.
Look, Doyle, it's just one of those things I can't tell you. What?
He said it. He said Doyle.
No, he did it good.
Doyle's right.
You drink now, Alexis.
Yes. Because I'm playing Doyle, not coin.
Look, Doyle, it's just one of those things I can't tell you on the phone. You have to be here and see the whole setup. Probably nothing important. It's just a little neighborhood murder. That's all. As a matter of fact, I did say murder. But my only thought was to throw a little business your way. A good detective, I reasoned, would jump at the chance to detect. Well, I usually took my best pictures on my day off. Okay, Doyle, see you soon. As soon as you can. I fucked that up.
And now Stella's here.
Stella, I can't tell you what a welcome sight this is. No wonder your husband's still in love with you.
He's totally
I fucked up my pages again. What page are we on?
What's going on?
Page 70.
I got a fucking shit.
It's incredible how long this script is.
But it's going by like a breeze.
It really is.
Oh, said Stella, I can't tell you what a welcome sight this is. No wonder your husband's still in love with you. And Stella says,
No, Stella said, I don't think we can hear Betsy.
Elise?
Hey, there we go.
There we are. Yeah, there's some audio issues.
Okay.
Elise?
huh?
Police?
Huh?
What? You called the police?
Oh, well, yes and no. It wasn't an official call. He's just a friend, an old ornery friend.
Oh shit, we can't hear her.
Yeah, we're losing her.
We're losing her.
No, wait, I'll just talk louder. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
yeah. You gotta
Okay.
shout into the mic. Betsy.
I just was getting into the drama.
Fantastic.
So just where do you think you cut her up? Oh, of course, in the bathtub. That's the only place he could wash away the blood.
She has ruined Jeff's breakfast. They both peep on the salesman.
You better get that trunk out of there before it starts to leak.
Jeff peeps on Miss Torso and the newlyweds.
Do we have a girl's voice?
Harry!
Look, Mr. Jeffries.
Two men have come to take the trunk.
When you want a girl's voice, call on Frank.
I thought Doyle would get here before the trunk went, or I've called the police. Now we're gonna lose it. Stella, don't do anything reckless.
I'm just gonna get the name of their truck.
I'll watch the alleyway in case it goes that way.
The salesman makes a phone call.
Long distance.
We're going to skip over a little bit and skip to page 75.
Yeah.
That stuff's not important.
Hitchcock was a very visual filmmaker. This is a very interesting experiment.
Yeah. All of a sudden, Doyle is here talking to Jeff.
No, but wait a second. I tried to catch the truck and I couldn't catch
That's
the
true.
truck because it pulled away. So I do this.
Yes.
You do indeed.
I have to go get more alcohol. There's a Jeff coming up. I trust you all to handle it on your own.
Thelma Ritter is in the room with us.
And now Doyle has entered the room.
I have? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Here I go. You didn't see the killing or the body? How do you know there was a murder?
Because everything that man's done has been suspicious. Trips at night in the rain, saws, knives, trunks with rope, and a wife that isn't there anymore.
Well, I'll admit it all has a mysterious sound, but it could mean a number of different things. Murder is the least likely.
Go ahead, Doyle. Tell me he's an unemployed magician. Amusing the neighborhood with sleight of hand.
It's too stupid and obvious a way to murder in full view of 50 windows and then sit over there, smoking a cigar, waiting for the police to pick him up.
Well, officer, do your duty.
You've got a lot to lean on homicide, Jeff. Drink. Clay's not here to enforce.
Drink!
Morons have committed murder so shrewdly that it took 100 trained police minds to catch them. That salesman wouldn't just knock off his wife after dinner, toss her in a trunk and put her in a storage.
I bet it's been done.
Almost everything's been done under panic. But this is 1,000 to 1 shot. The man's still sitting around his apartment. He isn't panicked.
You think I made all this up?
I think you saw something that probably has a very simple explanation.
For instance,
His wife took a trip.
he was an invalid.
You told me. Look, I've got to run, Jeff.
All right.
Drink.
Drink.
I've been enforcing these fucking rules.
Did a good job.
He's not doing it. You don't believe me.
I won't report it to the department. Let me poke into it a little on my own. No point in you getting any ridiculous publicity.
Thanks.
We know the wife is gone. I'll see if I can find out where.
Do that.
You have any headaches lately?
Not till you showed up.
Uh-huh. Well, it'll wear off in time along with the hallucinations. See you now. By the way, what happened to your leg?
I was jaywalking.
Where?
The Indianapolis Speedway.
During the race?
Yep. Sure stopped traffic.
Jeff sees the small dog scratching at the rose garden.
Those were good cuts, I must say. Those last few lines, Hitchcock was right to cut them.
What is that, Frank?
I think Hitchcock needs that validation.
I really
For the
do.
people who haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
Stop rolling in his
that's
place.
the set.
That
Is that-
dog is scratching. Thorwald exits the building.
Oh,
You think that he's going to be mean to the dog, but no, he pets it and he tends to his roses.
Ha!
Then coins back.
Oh,
Who's back?
I'm
All
back.
right, drink,
Oh
you idiot.
shit! God damn it!
Oh, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I'm Doyle. Doyle.
Damn it!
I'm channeling Wendell Corey, God damn it. All right, where are we? Okay, here we are.
That's a good question. Where are we?
We are. I tell you what, Clay. I'm
Fifty-nine.
forcing the drinking.
Bottom of 79.
Page 79.
Hey, you guys covered some good ground.
I am nonchalantly leaning against the highball. Sorry, the sideboard with a highball in my hand. Motherfuckers. It's page 75 is my first entrance. It's just mean. All right, here we go. He has a 6-month lease. He's used up a little over 5.5 months of it. Quiet. Drinks, but not to drunkenness. Pays his
Boo.
with money earned as a costume jewelry salesman. Holt kept to himself. None of the neighbors got close to him or his wife.
I think they missed their chance with her.
She never left the apartment.
And where is she? In the icebox?
Until yesterday morning.
What time?
6 a.m.
I think that's about the time I fell asleep.
Too bad. The Thorwalds were just leaving the apartment at that time. Feel a little foolish.
Not yet.
Miss Torso in a ballet costume is practicing her dance on the outside balcony. She is exciting and desirable, and the detective watches her with longing.
How's your wife?
Oh, he's fine.
Shade.
Just fine.
Who said they left then?
Who left? Where?
Thorwalds at 6 a.m.
The building superintendent and 2 tenants, flat statements, no hesitation, and they all jibed to the letter. The Thorwalds were leaving for the railroad station.
How could anybody guess that? They had perhaps signs on their luggage, Grand Central or bust?
The superintendent met Thorwald coming back. He said Thorwald told him he had just put his wife on the train for the country.
Ah, a very convenient guy, this superintendent. Have you checked his bank deposits lately?
Jeff? Drink?
Drink.
Huh?
Well, what good is his information? It's a second-hand version of an unsupported statement by the murderer himself, Thorwald. Anybody actually see his wife get on the train?
I hate to remind you, but this all started because you said she was murdered. Now, did anyone, including you, actually see her murdered?
Boy, are you interested in solving a case or making me look foolish?
Well, if possible, both.
Well, then do a good job of it. Get over there and search Thorwald's apartment. It must be knee-deep in evidence.
I can't do that.
I mean, when he goes out for a paper or a drink or something, what he doesn't know won't hurt him.
I can't do it even if he's gone.
What's the matter? Does he have a courtesy card from the police department?
Now, don't get me mad. Even a detective can't walk into anybody's apartment and search it. If I were ever caught in there, I'd lose my badge inside of 10 minutes.
Make sure you're not caught. If you find something, you've got a murderer and nobody will care about a couple of house rules. If you find nothing, he's cleared.
At the risk of sounding stuffy, Jeff!
Drink up, y'all.
When do we eat the weed gummies?
Yeah. I'll remind you of the Constitution and the phrase search warrant issued by a judge who knows the Bill of Rights verbatim. He must ask for evidence.
Give him evidence.
You know, I can hear myself starting out. Your Honor, I have a friend who's an amateur sleuth, and one night after a heavy supper, he throws the New York State Penal Code right in my face, and it's 6 volumes.
By morning, there might not be anything left to find in his apartment.
A detective's nightmare.
What do you need before you can search? Bloody footsteps leading up to the door?
One thing I don't need is heckling. Okay, you called me, you asked for help, and I'm now acting like. Sorry, I fucked
Drink!
This is my Juilliard training is. Really failing. Okay, you called me and asked for help, and now you're acting like a taxpayer. Oh, how do we ever stand each? Oh wait, this is exposition here. Hold up. How do we ever stand each other in that same plane for 3 years?
You know, every day for 3 years, I ask myself that same question.
Ever get an answer?
Yeah, frequently. It ran something like this. Your request for transfer turned down.
Oh, sorry, I had to turn it down. I'm going over to the railroad station and check Thorwald's story.
Forget the story. Find the trunk. Mrs. Thorwald's in it.
Oh, I almost forgot. There was a postcard in Thorwald's mailbox. Mailed yesterday afternoon, 3:30 p.m. from Merrittsville. That's 80 miles north of here. The message read, arrived okay, already feeling better, love, Anna.
Is Anna who I think it is?
Mrs. Thorwald. Anything else you need?
Yeah, a good detective.
Can they just fuck already and get all this sexual tension over with?
True.
Jeff scratches himself.
Nice.
Thorwald's apartment is dark. Mrs. Lonely Hearts is getting ready for a date.
Oh, fuck.
All she does is get ready for dates. The piano player is entertaining some friends. Mrs. Torso is doing a little dance.
Making a little love.
Mrs. Lonely Hearts is confused
But
about...
Mrs. Torso should have become a star from this film, I must say.
I agree. I don't know, like,
Right?
what happened. Yeah.
Because she works her ass off.
Yeah. She
This
just
is where
passed
she
away.
lives, right here, in case anyone wants to know.
She just passed away.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, like in the last year or so.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Mrs. Lonely Hearts has left the apartment and she's confused about what to do. She doesn't know what she's going to do. And then Thorwald enters. He's carrying something from the laundry with him. That's not weird. And then Jeff dials a phone.
Yeah.
At some point.
Do we have a Mrs. Doyle?
We have a Mrs. Coin. We
Oh,
should.
me. Shit. I have to drink.
God damn it. Drink!
Oh, my wife!
Alexis,
wife!
My wife.
have one job. Jeez.
Hello.
Mr. Doyle?
Yes.
Jeff again.
Drink.
These fuckers! Oh my God.
Has Tom come in yet?
Not yet, Jeff. Drink.
Drink.
Oh, you fuckers.
You haven't even heard from him?
Not a word. It is something really important, Jeff. Drink.
Drink.
Lady, you guys say my name so much. I'm afraid it is, guys.
I'll have him call the moment I hear from him.
Tell him not to waste time calling, to get over here as soon as he can. I think Thorwald's pulling out tonight.
Who's Thorwald?
He knows. Don't worry, Tess. It's a man.
Oh, good night, you idiot.
Good night, Mrs. Doyle.
Thorwald makes another call.
Jesus, distance again.
Thorwald talks as he sifts through a handbag, looking all through sorts of shit. There's jewelry, rings, and then the songwriter's guests are arriving for their shindig as well.
Take a look. Thorwald's getting ready to pull out for good.
Oh, I can't, you guys. This is
Up and out.
yeah.
Continue.
His last pull out.
Bottom of page 90.
Only 70 more pages.
Oh my God.
We're making good time, everybody.
Actually, we really
Billy
are.
Ray, should we take this natural break in the
Oh,
action
Clay,
to talk about the
For the love of
charity
God.
here? There we go.
You got 15 seconds to plug the charity, Clay. Go.
All right.
Out of
Check out
water.
symbolicartsfx.com. Hollywood effects artists are creating shield masks for people on the front lines. Donate money to support that cause.
Yes.
Good job, Clay. You're so much better than Dave.
Or all of this is from
Wow. Ooh.
Well, he is.
Oh, you threw some shade at your boy.
Guys,
Also
you know
a
what?
link at scriptsgonewild.com.
Let's have a drink
Yeah.
to Dave. A drink to Dave.
Drink to
Dave.
We love Dave.
I keep expecting him to pop in unannounced at some point.
Good.
Drink.
You know what, Billy Ray? I shaved my head freshly for this. Thinking
Looks nice.
It
Yeah,
does.
looking good, Brian.
I haven't shaved or cut my hair once.
I can't wait to get a fucking haircut. Jesus.
Guys, just so you know, all of this is in the Rear Window script. This is actually, we're actually still doing the script.
Oh, Billy,
What happened?
Billy, we have another charity, right?
We did have two charities.
because you mentioned, in the email, yes.
We actually moved that charity to the Child's Play reading.
Got it.
Wait.
Oh, wow.
Billy Ray,
I'll play on the
did a charity
22nd.
decide they didn't want to have anything to do with
Oh,
Scripps
the
Gone
child
Wild?
No, it didn't.
play.
I made a mistake and double booked charities, but then I was like,
Mm.
well, we need one for Child's Play. So I moved Art House America to Child's Play, which is also a kick-ass campaign that raises money for art house theaters that are going through very
I
difficult.
think the Rear Window reading should raise money for art.
That was my suggestion, by the way.
So it was a good suggestion too. But so if you want to donate money to Art House America campaign, you can also do that. Just go to Google and type in Art House America. It's the first thing that pops up.
Help employees of art house theaters that are.
Is it also on the Scripps Gone Wild website?
It is. If you go
Yes.
on the virtual reads page, you'll see it on there.
All of the theaters that a lot of the people who watch these go to, cinephile type theaters. Those people are all unemployed, and we want to help them and make sure that those theaters open again. So
Or a local theater.
the official.
One might assume that any cinephile has run for the hills by now.
I don't think that's fair at all.
No, I'm teasing.
Fair point.
Okay, guys, back to the action. Bottom of page 90.
Oh, that's where we're at.
Be my Lysol.
He doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
He's just laying all his things out on one of the beds. Coats, suits, shirts, socks, even his wife's an alligator bag his wife had on the bedpost.
What about it?
He had it hidden in the dresser.
Drink my ration.
Well, at least it was in there. He took it out, went to the phone and called somebody long distance. His wife's jewelry was in the handbag, and something about his worried him. He was asking somebody advice over the phone.
Someone not his wife?
I never saw him ask for advice before, but she volunteered plenty.
I wonder where he's going now.
I don't know.
Suppose he doesn't come back again?
Yeah. Those things are still on the bed.
Well, I guess it's safe to put on some lights now.
Not yet. Big boner lens comes out.
Yeah.
Brother.
You must have gone somewhere to the right.
All day long, I've tried to keep my mind on work.
Thinking about Thorwald?
And you, and your friend Doyle, and did you hear from him again since he left?
Not a word. He's going to check on the railroad station and the trunk. He must still be on. Something on your mind, Lisa?
It doesn't make sense to me.
What doesn't?
Women aren't that women.
Maybe they are.
Women aren't that unpredictable.
Lisa, I can't guess what you're thinking.
A woman has a favorite handbag. It always hangs on her bedpost where she can get at it. Then she takes a trip and leaves it behind. Why?
Because she didn't know she was going on a trip. Where she was going, she would need a handbag.
But only her husband would know that. And the jewelry. Women don't keep all their jewelry in a purse, all tangled, getting scratched and twisted up.
Do they hide it in their husband's clothes?
They do not. And they don't leave it behind them. A woman going anywhere but the hospital would always take makeup, perfume, and jewelry.
Inside stuff?
Basic equipment. You don't leave it behind in your husband's drawer in your favorite handbag.
I'm with you, sweetie, but Detective Thomas J. Doyle has a pat answer for that.
That Mrs. Thorwald left at 6 a.m. yesterday with her husband?
That's what the witnesses told him.
Well, I have a pat rebuttal for Mr. Doyle. That couldn't have been Mrs. Thorwald, or I don't know women.
Still, those witnesses.
Well, I agree they saw a woman, but she wasn't Mrs. Thorwald. That is, yet.
Come here.
I'd like to see your friend's face when we tell him. He doesn't sound like much of a detective.
Oh, well, don't be too hard on him. He's a steady worker. I wish he'd get there, though.
Don't rush. Don't rush me.
Sorry.
We have all night.
We got all.
We have all what?
Night. I'm going to stay with you.
You'll have to clear that through my landlord.
It was a different time.
Oh my god.
I have the whole weekend off.
Well, that's fine, but I only have one bed, and
Say something else, and I'll stay tomorrow night too.
Oh, this fucking
Please
movie,
don't.
man.
I won't be able to give you any pajamas.
You said I'd have to live out of one suitcase. I bet yours isn't this small.
That's a suitcase?
A Mark Cross overnight case. Anyway, compact, but ample enough. It has like everything you need, like toothpaste and pajamas. I'll tell you, my feminine intuition for a bed for the night.
I'd be better, no better. I'd know better than Thorwald to refuse.
Song starts playing.
There's that song again.
The songwriters' party has gotten more crowded.
Alvin!
Okay, Dave. Oh shit.
Where does a man get the inspiration for a song like that?
From his landlord, once a month.
Fantastic.
Utterly beautiful. I wish I could be creative.
You are. You have a talent for creating difficult situations.
I do?
Staying the night here uninvited.
Surprise. It's the most important element of attack. And besides, you're not up on your private eye literature. When they're in trouble, it's always their girl Friday who gets them out of it.
The same girl who keeps him out of the clutches of seductive showgirls and overpassionate daughters of the rich.
The same.
But he never ends up marrying her. Strange.
Ouch.
Weird.
Fucker.
Why don't I slip into something more comfortable?
You mean like the kitchen? Make us some coffee?
Exactly what I had in mind, along with some brandy.
Woo! The newlyweds' window opens and a man appears smoking a cigarette.
Harry!
He pulls the shades back down and retreats inside for more fucking. Coin enters the apartment and notices
Drink.
Coin
Billy
enters-
Ray, what are you
God
doing?
damn it!
Oh, that's right, Billy Ray.
Doyle.
My fucking name is
Doyle.
You're the one who
Doyle.
You're the one who made the Doyle rule.
Doyle enters the apartment and there's a weird sequence where he doesn't say a word, where he just creepily goes in, sees that Lisa is there, and then just starts.
You know what's crazy about this? I just want to interrupt. For a screenwriter, it takes 3 pages to convey that Doyle enters the room.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just want that noted for the fucking record.
It takes 3 pages.
This is
Go.
Like literally just Doyle comes in, Doyle enters the room.
Takes 3 pages, dot, dot, dot.
That's right.
It's my
And,
line.
hey, and this is coming from someone who wrote on Game of Thrones and knows what it's like to have people go from one location to another and it take 80 episodes.
Indeed. Indeed.
Wow.
And your mileage may vary on the success of all of that. But at any rate,
screenwriting.
Doyle has entered the room.
Start talking, Doyle.
Here we go.
Just
What
hanging out.
else do you have on this man, Thorwald?
Enough to scare me that you wouldn't get here in time we'd leave him.
You think he's getting out of here?
Everything he owns is laid out on the bedroom, ready for packing.
Lisa enters the room.
Oh, Lisa.
I'm just warming some brandy. Mr. Doyle, I presume.
Tom, this is Miss Lisa Fremont.
How do you do?
Bless
Thank you.
We think Thorwald's guilty.
Doyle makes creepy eyes at Lisa's lingerie.
Careful, Tom.
The phone rings.
Hello. Yeah, just a minute, please.
Doyle speaking. Yeah. Okay. Thank you and goodbye.
The coffee will be ready soon. Jeff.
Drink.
Oh,
Yeah, god damn it.
Excuse me just a second.
doing a reading of a Hitchcock film is a fascinating experiment. I must, Billy Ray, this is incredible.
Jeff, are you going to tell me about the jewelry? Him, fuck.
Jewelry?
Jeff, are you going to tell him about the jewelry?
Jewelry?
He has his wife's jewelry hidden in among his clothes over there.
You sure it belongs to his wife?
It was her favorite handbag. And, Mr. Doyle, that can lead only to one conclusion.
Namely?
That wasn't Mrs. Thorwald who left with him yesterday morning.
You figured that out, huh?
It's just that women don't leave jewelry behind when they go on a trip.
Come on, Tom. You don't really need any of this information, do you?
Matter of fact, I don't. Lars Thorwald is no more a murderer than I am.
You mean you can explain everything that went on over there and it's still going on?
No. And neither can you. That's a secret and private world. Your fuck.
Drink up, Bryan.
I was lied to. I didn't know there would be this. Okay. Here we go.
Oh boy.
I knew what this was.
Oh, here we go. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. There's a secret and private world you're looking into out there. People do a lot of things in private that they couldn't explain in public.
Like disposing of their wives?
Get that idea out of your mind. It will only lead you in the wrong direction.
But Tom, the saw, the knives.
Did you ever own a saw?
Oh, in the garage back home.
And how many people did you cut up with it? Or with a couple of hundred knives you probably own in your lifetime?
Just take it down.
100.
I'm not a killer.
Your logic is backward.
You can't ignore the wife disappearing and the trunk and the jewelry.
I checked the railroad station. I bought a ticket. He put her on the train.
You bought a ticket or he bought a ticket?
Wow.
Bang, on.
Cheers.
Sorry, Doyle.
Bryan.
This is evil.
Bryan.
This whole thing is evil. He bought a ticket. He put her on the train. 10 minutes later, destination Merrittsville. Witnesses this deep.
It might have been a woman, but it couldn't have been Mrs. Thorwald. That jewelry.
Look, Miss Fremont, that feminine intuition sells magazines, but in real life, it's still a fairy tale. I don't know how many wasted years I've spent running down leads based on women's intuition.
Oof.
Piggy, you didn't find the trunk. And this is just an old speech you once gave at the policeman's ball.
I found the trunk a half hour after I left here.
Of course, it's normal for a man to tie his trunk up with a heavy rope.
When the lock is broken, yes.
What was in the trunk? A surly note to me?
What?
Mrs. Thorwald's clothes. If anyone is following the plot of this at this point, I really fucking hope that people have seen the film.
I've seen it. I know it's happening.
I know you have.
You know what's really nice to see as a screenwriter? It's nice to see that they still misspelled words in scripts back then.
Oh, absolutely.
And no one corrected. No one was like, you know what?
There are so many misspellings, and to anybody who's still watching this, I want you to know that this is riddled with misspellings, and our readers are just correcting them on the fly in an incredible way.
But my clients give me shit about it all the time. No one's going to tell that to Hitchcock, I guess.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Apparently, and again, every shot is accounted for in this screenplay.
Yeah.
Very difficult to read. Doyle.
Did you say clown car?
I don't need it. I don't need it right now.
Now,
Doyle comes toward the camera again.
Wait, what page are we on?
Bottom of 106.
Oh,
Ryan's just started reading stage direction.
we're
Summary
officially still looking back.
crazy. Every
guys.
close-up has a slug line. How are you supposed to read this?
Doyle is talking about himself in the third person.
Like we all.
Car.
It's his Thorwald's clothes, clean, carefully packed, not too stylish, but presentable.
Didn't you take it to the crime lab?
I sent it on its merry and legal way.
Why, when a woman only goes on a simple trip, does she take everything she owns?
Let the female psychology department handle that one.
Oh,
I would say that is looked as if she wasn't coming back.
Oh no! I just said how good everybody was doing with the misspellings.
Yeah, there's a lot of time.
I just said that.
I want to say for the record, for anyone who might be watching this, the formatting of the script does actors no favor.
Hitchcock was an illiterate.
Yeah.
No, I actually need someone to
Why
tell me
was so
what that's
visual?
supposed to say.
I say this. He certainly didn't put the spell in Spellbound.
Oh.
Wow.
Billy Ray.
Drink.
Billy
Drink.
Ray.
Yeah, you got to drink for that.
Drink another one.
Drink.
For fuck's sake.
It explains
Oh.
his,
All right, here we go. Sorry, it's my line.
60 pages, guys. 60 pages.
Yep.
Here we go.
this
Now,
Moving along.
What page? What page?
107.
107.
7.
I mean, we're not even to the climax. There's so much more of this movie.
The dog isn't even dead yet.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's move.
Is anyone else using a thunder jug?
All
I'm
right,
with Frank. I like the dead dog. Let's get to that.
all right, here we go. That's what they call a family problem.
If his wife wasn't coming back, why didn't he tell his landlord? I'll answer it for you because he had something to hide.
Doyle eyes the lingerie again.
Do you tell your landlord everything?
I told you to be careful.
If I'd been careful piloting that reconnaissance plane, you wouldn't have taken the kind of pictures that got you a medal, a big job, fame, money.
I hate.
Oh my God.
Now, what do you say we sit down to a quiet, friendly drink and
Drink.
Oh, drink.
Have that drink right now, Brian.
I hate you. I
Have it now.
hate all of
Quiet
you.
and friendly.
Your kids are going to see Daddy drunk tonight.
And God knows what else.
I'm gonna see Daddy drunk in the morning.
Now, what do you say we sit down to a quiet, friendly drink or two? Forget all about this. Tell lies about the old days in the war.
You're through with the case?
There isn't any case to be through with, Miss Fremont. Now, let's get down to that friendly drink.
She doesn't give him a drink. She walked over to Jeff.
Maybe you're right. I guess I better get home and get some sleep.
Man, I'm imitating life right now, guys.
Jeff and Lisa deadpan.
Only 51 more pages to go.
Oh my God, there's more lines from me. I'm not that much of a snifter. This is when Doyle spills the drink on himself.
Yep.
I'm not that much of a snifter. If you need any more help, Jeff, consult. me.
Drink.
Yeah. Drink.
If you need any more help, Jeff,
Drink.
pages of your telephone directory.
I hate funny exit lines.
But in the movie, she says, I love funny exit lines.
Oh,
Whoa.
Interesting.
I wonder. You know what? I want to hope that Grace Kelly asked for that line to be changed in the moment.
probably.
Yeah.
Who was the trunk addressed to?
Oh shit, Mrs. Anna Thorwald.
Oh shit.
I'm still in the scene.
Yeah.
Let's wait and see who picks it up.
Oh, with that phone call, I gave them your number. Hope you don't mind.
That depends on who they were.
The police department at Marrittsville. They called to report. The trunk was picked up by Mrs. Anna Thorwald. Don't stay up too late.
Party is still swinging. Miss Torso is exercising.
Oh, Jesus.
Does lots of exercising. And Mrs. Lonely Hearts has brought an actual man home. Like an actual human male.
This is honestly
He gets fresh with her.
Oh.
Yes.
She brings him home. They begin kissing. He gets frisky. She's very uncomfortable. No means no. And she smacks him across the face. She's obviously not consenting to this. But when she smacks him, he does back down. And then she kicks him out of the house and gets really sad and does her normal routine where she just weeps on the sofa for hours and hours on end.
But that's it. 1954. This is impressive.
I like to think that this
Hold
is
on.
what Gwyneth Paltrow does every night.
Where'd all these props come from? Alexis had like a
be
platypus or something, and Frank has an ape.
It's a lawgiver.
It's a lawgiver.
It's my sleuthy. It's my sleuthy sloth.
This is the prop hour.
It's a
Bring
sloth,
out your
okay.
nerd
My
props.
sleuthy sloth.
See. So
Yeah,
people
does
can
everybody
see.
have props? Okay, there we go.
Oh,
We got a
wait,
fedora.
If you got props, this is the time.
I don't need props.
Wow.
Andy.
I mean,
I just made that up, but hey, people, donate money. We're showing you our props.
Rico, you have been so patient.
I'm
Seriously, I don't even know what part you're playing. And man, you
a
have been
child of the theater.
We're almost there. We're almost there. Rico's reading a woman's role.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
What?
Let's get to Rico.
Here we go, guys. Here we go. Jeff,
My woman's role. I didn't know that.
Look,
I'm ready. Let's go.
Let's
rock.
do this. Mid 112.
Frank quit.
As much as I hate to give Thomas J. Doyle too much credit, he might have gotten a hold of something when he said this was a pretty private stuff going on out there. You s-
I like that preemptive. Pat just knew that wasn't going to come out right.
happening. This is like a monologue. It's a monologue.
the self-governing drunk. Who doesn't love that? You suppose it's ethical to watch a man with binoculars and a long focused lens
no.
so you can see the freckles on the back of his neck and almost read his mail? Do you suppose it's ethical even if you prove he didn't commit a crime?
I'm not. Oh my god.
Drink. I think we should drink if the name of the movie is in the dialogue as well.
Let's
Think about that.
You know what, Clay?
Here it is. Here's
No,
the
this
line.
is nothing. This is just came off the top of my head. This is not in reference to anything upcoming specifically.
I'm not much on Rear Window ethics.
Ah, drink!
Oh!
Rear Window. Okay.
On the rewatch, I was like, oh, there's the title of the film.
Of course, they have the same chance. They can look at me like a bug under glass if they want to.
Jeff, if
Oh
anybody
no.
don't believe what they see.
Huh?
If anybody walked in here, I don't think they'd believe what they'd see.
Huh?
You would be. Oh my god. Wow.
That's
You
what we're
were
doing.
113.
You and me with long faces plunge into despair because we find out that a man didn't kill his wife. We're two of the most frightening ghouls I've ever known. You'd think we could be a little bit happy that the poor woman is alive and well. Whatever happened to that old saying, love thy neighbor?
I think I'll start reviving it tomorrow with, say, Miss Torso for a start.
Not if I have to move into an apartment across the courtyard and do the dance of the 7 veils once an hour. He's over for tonight. Preview of the coming attractions. Did Mr. Coyne think I stole this case?
Oh, say his name.
I- Lisa, move on. There's a better man for you.
Right.
Did you say it? I'm sorry, didn't hear it. No, Lisa. Oh, what was that? Jesus Christ.
Someone is texting somebody.
No, Lisa, I don't think he did.
Later, Lisa walks out in her sexy lingerie.
Oh.
What do you do? I'll rephrase the question.
Thank you.
You like it?
Well, if there was one less thread this way, two less that way, I might give it a bachelor hit.
I'll be right back.
There's a blood-curdling scream. The neighbors all look out into the courtyard, and the couple sleeping on the stoop are distraught. They are weeping and crying.
Something's happened.
Something has happened. Miss Lonely Hearts runs outside to find the small dog dead in the courtyard.
Nice, Frank. This is the part we like, the dead dog.
I know. I was waiting.
Miss Lonely Hearts.
Time for this.
Oh shit.
Where's Miss Lonely Hearts?
Miss Lonely Hearts.
Her voice is clear, it says.
Alexis, I think that's you.
Yeah. It's clear, but what am I saying?
Top of 116.
Your dog has been
dog. It's not her dog, but
that's not my dog.
But she says this.
No, but you can.
But you found the dog.
You can observe its current state.
Yeah.
Notice how the two people that work with you, Billy, are the ones who screw up the most.
Is your dog right?
Top of 116. Miss Lonely Hearts. Hey,
I
Billy, to be fair, it's more like a third down on 116.
Oh, I got it.
The line.
Okay. Sorry, I was okay.
Okay, let's set the stage. Let's set the stage. Alexis, you've just walked out to the corpse of a dead dog.
Dead dog, and it was cute.
It's dead. It's been strangled and the neck is broken.
And that's when the character, the woman of the couple sleeping on the stoop, played by Rico Anderson. Go!
Oh shit! What page?
Did you leave to get a prop?
116.
I had to pee. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Now my whole neighborhood knows. Hold on.
This is incredible. This is
Which one of you did it? Is that the one?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Which one of you did it? Which one of you killed my dog? Oh God, my window's open. Everyone's hearing it. You don't know the meaning of the word neighbor. Neighbors like each other, speak to each other, care if anybody lives or dies, but none of you do. You don't talk. You don't help. You don't even see. But I wouldn't.
Couldn't. Drake!
But I couldn't imagine any of you being so low that you'd kill a little helpless, friendly dog. The only thing in this whole neighborhood who liked anybody. Yeah?
Keep going.
All right.
Good. Thank you. Did you kill him because he liked you? Just because he liked you?
Everybody returns back to their respective evenings.
And that character is named Sifloose.
Sifloose.
I cut loose, sift loose, kick off.
Good job. Top of 118.
For a
My
minute,
dog made a cameo appearance.
I was wrong.
I'm seeing this film in ways I've never seen.
Wow.
Film. For a minute, Doyle almost had me convinced I was wrong.
But you're not?
In the whole courtyard, only one person didn't come to the window.
Ooh.
Why would Thorwald want to kill a dog? Because he knew too much?
Later, Jeff, Lisa, and Stella are peeping.
Do you think this was worth waiting all day to see?
Is he cleaning house?
He's washing down the bathroom walls.
Splattered a lot.
Diarrhea.
Why not?
No, Pat, that's not in the script.
That's what we're all thinking. He's killed her in there and he has to wipe up the stains before he leaves.
Stella, your choice of words is
Nobody invented a polite word for killing yet.
Lisa,
Close enough.
and called Jam. On the shelf over there, get me the small yellow box. And that little viewer.
He gets some slides.
These aren't more than 2 weeks old. I hope I didn't take all leg art. I think this is the one.
Jeff. What are you looking at?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh God.
Buh.
something that if I'm right, might solve a murder.
Thorwald?
Uh-huh. The dog. I think I know now why Thorwald killed it. You take a look and tell me what you see. Now take it away. Well,
It's just a picture of the backyard, that's all.
you know, there's one important change. The flowers in Thorwald's pet flower bed
You mean the one the dog was sniffing around?
and giggling in. Look at that flower bed. There's a dip at this end. Since when do flowers grow shorter in 2 weeks?
There's something buried there.
Mrs. Thorwald.
Haven't spent much time in cemeteries, have you? Mrs. Thorwald could hardly put his wife, Mr. Thorwald, pardon me.
Drink.
Drink.
That was the worst
Mr.
mistake yet.
Enjoy.
I'll bring price for it.
The worst yet.
Mr. Thorwald could hardly put his wife into a plot of ground scarcely 1 foot square. Unless he puts her in standing on end, which would be very original and not require the use of either a knife or a saw. My guess is she's scattered all over town. A leg in the East River, an arm over in...
Please.
Something's in there. Those flowers have been taken up and put back again.
It could be the knives and the saw.
Call Lieutenant Doyle.
No, let's wait. Let's wait until it gets dark. I'll go over and dig it up.
I'm not going to call Doyle until I show him the body of Mrs. Thorwald. And you're not going to dig up anything and get your neck broken too. What we've got to do is find some way to get in there and...
He's starting to pack.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
And he is packing. Jeff and Stella are watching across the. Okay, so essentially what happens here is Jeff and Stella are up in the apartment and they're watching, and Lisa. Actually, okay, let me backtrack. I skipped a part. Jeff writes a note.
Man.
Oh,
This is exactly how Hitch pitched the movie to the Universal executive.
Jeff writes a note and it says, "Lars Thorwald, what have you done with her?" And he puts it in an envelope and he gives it to Lisa. And then Stella and Jeff are watching from the window as Lisa goes to deliver that note. And so she starts going to deliver it.
Yep.
And then she does. She does deliver the note. She slides it under the door.
Right.
And he hears it. Raymond Burr, with his really bad hair coloring, hears it and reads the note. And this then leads to Jeff's line.
Oh, here we go. I'm caught up. Page 125.
That's it.
Did we go back?
No.
We skipped a Stella line.
Yeah, I want to say my line.
Oh, go back. Say it, Stella.
4.
Right.
Now back to 125.
Raymond Burr has received the note.
Yep.
You did it, Thorwald. You did it.
He's coming.
Lisa, look out. He's coming.
You shouldn't have let her do that. If he ever...
Thorwald searches as Lisa
Right.
as Lisa hides.
The leeches.
Finally, she hides for a little while. He's looking out, but then finally she gets away.
Thank heaven that's over.
I have a feeling we've just begun.
Thorwald packs.
No doubt of it, he's leaving. The question is when?
Mind if I use the portable keyhole?
Not as long as you tell me what you're looking at.
Miss Lonely Hearts lays out some pills.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Brutal. What?
Miss Lonely Hearts just laid out something that looks like rhodium triaconal capsules.
You can tell that from here?
Very specific.
Enough of those red pills to put everybody in New Jersey asleep for the winter.
Would 4 of them?
No, but it takes the rest easy. Oh.
No.
Drink.
Cheers.
But it makes the rest easy to take. And she's reading the Bible.
Oh.
Actually,
I wouldn't worry too much, but let's keep an eye on it.
right here.
No, you might not be too bad a bargain for Lisa after all.
I might just take that compliment as an insult.
Lisa comes in.
Wasn't that close?
Close.
What was his reaction? I mean, when he looked at the note.
Well, it wasn't the kind of expression that would get him a quick loan at the bank.
Jeff, how did I do?
Real professional. Would have made a great layout for the bazaar. The model pressed back against the brick wall, eyes wild, tense, low-cut bodice, and a new suspicious black with it.
You'd make a good door prize at a wake.
Jeff, the handbag.
Drink.
Track that son of a bitch.
Thorwald has the handbag. He moves slowly across the bedroom out of sight and doesn't appear in the living room. In a moment, he's packing again. He puts the handbag in one of the suitcases, which he's almost completed filling.
Wait, has Bryan had his Emmy framed up in his picture the entire time?
I'm dead.
No, I have not. And it's one of 4 Emmys.
All right.
But that said, it was just because I left.
Bryan just wants to flex on all of us. That's what this
camera moved over. The Emmy was there. It's not my fault.
The next script's gone wild. We should display any and all awards that we've ever won.
I agree.
No, but there has been that was really just when I left. The Emmy was not in shot.
Guys, the good news is we've got through 130 pages. The bad news is we've got 31 pages to go. Here we go.
No.
Suppose Mrs. Thorwald
is here. I'm sorry.
Was among the jewelry he has in the handbag. During that phone conversation, he held up 3 rings. One with a diamond, one with a big stone of some kind, and one plain gold band.
And the last thing she'd leave behind would be her wedding ring. Do you ever leave yours at home?
The only way anybody could get that off would be to chop my... Let's go down and find out what's buried in the garden.
Why not? I always wanted to meet Mrs. Thorwald.
What are you talking about?
Got a shovel?
No.
Well, there's probably one in the basement.
Oh, wait a minute.
Beth, if you're squeamish,
Drink.
look.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Now, hold on. I'm not a bit squeamish about what might be under those flowers, but I don't care to watch 2 women end up like that dog.
You know, Miss Fremont, he might have something there.
There's no point in taking unnecessary chances. Give me the phone book, please.
What for?
Maybe I can get Thorwald out of the apartment.
You only need a few minutes.
I'll try to give you at least 15 minutes.
How?
Chelsea 27099. We scared him once, maybe we can scare him again. I'm using that word "we" a little too freely, I guess. I don't take any of the chances.
Shall we vote him in, Stella?
Unanimously.
Jeff dials the number.
Oh.
Go ahead, Thorwald, pick it up. You're curious. You wonder if it's your girlfriend calling, the one you killed for. Pick it up, Thorwald, and fuck.
Hello?
Did you get my note? Well, did you get it, Thorwald?
Who are you?
Give you a chance to find out. Meet me in the bar at the Brevoort and do it right away.
Why should I?
A little business meeting to settle the estate of your late wife.
I don't know what you mean.
Now stop wasting time, Thorwald. Or I'll hang up and call the police.
I only have $100 to show.
That's a start. I'm at the Brevoort now. I'll be looking for you.
Thorwald leaves.
Let's go, Stella.
In the film, it's the Albert.
That's right. Correct.
That's interesting. Why change it?
Brevoort wasn't available.
Nobody wanted to fucking say it.
Ryan, you can take back a drink if you would like
Yeah, sure.
for that trivia.
One of you watch this.
I
movie.
will.
If I see him coming back, I'll signal with a flash bulb. Now that becomes important later. So
It does.
Yeah, that's foreshadowing.
And somewhere across town, Carl the waiter is having a really sad dinner with his loveless wife. Jeff removes his camera plates from his bag. He watches Estella and Lisa head to the garden with a shovel. They begin to dig. Jeff dials the phone.
Oh.
Babysitter.
Who's the babysitter?
Me, I fucked up again.
Don't come on the babysitter.
The babysitter is.
Drink.
And I'm staring right at it. I'm
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
The babysitter is drunk.
The babysitter
That's
gives a lot of information.
this
That-
is Coin. This is Coin's house.
Drink.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, Doyle House. Right. It's fucking Doyle.
Drink.
Brian, you don't have to drink there.
Yeah.
But you know, at this point,
He does.
Right.
we might as well.
You have to drink.
Yeah, man.
You said
All
Doyle.
all clause, no laws, right, Brian?
Fuckers, all
You
of
have
you.
to drink. Drink.
Drink.
You drink. You
What,
said
right?
Wait,
drink.
who?
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 The person who said coin.
Third base.
I did
Oh,
already.
we covered that. We're just waiting to go on.
Fine.
And the
This
person
is
who
Bobby
said
Jeff was a friend of
Jeff.
Tom's. Who am I
Jeff
talking
is
about?
up.
And what page are we on?
434.
What movie is this? Strangers on a Train, Notorious, Psycho.
This is Jason Takes Manhattan. Continue.
This is
Bobby Jeff was a friend of Tom's.
Star Wars. Oh, good. Okay, cool.
Star Wars.
This is
No, Billy Ray, it
Coin-
can't be. We've been in Manhattan the entire time.
Are we on page 134?
Yes.
Oh, God. I hope
This is. I'm saying it again. This is Coin's house.
It's not coin.
Oh, for
it's
Christ's
Doyle.
sake.
What is happening?
Wow.
Drink.
Someone say the next line, Jeff.
No, drink, because you said coin again.
I know. I'm trying to redo it.
They were right. They were right to change it to Doyle because Coin is not a good character name.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they
Yeah,
really?
no, I agree. I agree.
Doyle means something.
Yeah.
This is Albie Jeffries, a friend of Tom's. Who am I talking with?
This is the babysitter.
No, when are they expected home?
I'm hired till 1. They went to dinner and maybe night clubbing.
Well, if he calls in, tell him to get in touch with LB Jeffries right away. I might have quite a surprise for him.
Does he have your number, Mr. Jeffries?
He has it. Thank you.
Good night.
Piano player is having a party. Miss Lonely Hearts is writing a letter. The digging ensues, but there is nothing there. Lisa starts climbing up the fire escape, like you do.
Lisa, no.
Lisa's fucking awesome.
She's just climbing that shit and like going inside of the apartment.
Yeah.
Come on, get out of there.
She looks inside the handbag inside the apartment, but they ain't nothing there.
Ring Thorwald's phone the second you see him on the way back.
I'm gonna ring him now.
Give her another minute. She's doing this for you. Miss Lonely Hearts.
She's in the act of popping an envelope up
Right.
against the table lamp on the next to the sofa.
There are dual problems happening.
Yeah, there's like suicide happening.
Yeah.
Police.
And then she's about to take the pills, but she hears music and hesitates for a moment.
Make that No, maybe that music will delay her taking the pills.
Line was cut from the film.
And while they're focused on that, Thorwald returns home. Holy shit!
Of course.
Lisa hears it and runs into the bedroom and hides.
Lisa.
Oh.
Call Jan.
Precinct 6, Sergeant Allgood.
Oh. It's all good, man.
It's all good.
It's all good, man.
Precinct 6, Sergeant Allgood. I thought you were
So,
Who's police?
He's assaulted a woman at
Oh.
9th Street, second floor rear. Make it fast.
Your name?
LB Jeffries.
Phone number?
Chelsea 25598.
2 minutes.
And that's when
oh God.
Thorwald finds Lisa.
Yeah.
And he confronts her. And he grabs her. And he throws her on the sofa. And he's reading her the riot act. Why are you in my apartment? Why are you here? Why are you breaking and
He
entering?
should have drawn the shade.
What?
He should have drawn the shade. And
He should have, but he didn't. He just basically just kind of tossles her about.
Right,
Yeah.
you're 60 years too late for that note.
Yeah.
Thank you, Clay.
That was a hack. He had no idea.
I'm dealing with network notes now. It's in my head.
Ella, what can we do?
Here they are.
The policemen arrive. They go in. They talk to Lisa as Jeff and Stella watch. They're going to arrest her ass because she was breaking and entering, and they should arrest her ass. I mean, that's kind of the way that goes.
Okay, what's she trying to do? Why doesn't she turn him in?
Smart girl.
Smart? She'll be arrested.
I'll get her out of there, won't it?
Lisa flashes the wedding ring. They see that she's taken it. It's on her finger now, and as she does, Thorwald looks up.
Mrs. Thorwald's ring.
And Thorwald makes direct eye contact with Jeff and Stella. Thorwald knows what's up now.
Stella, the lights. He's seen us.
When you took your first snapshot, did you ever think it would bring you this?
Stella, how long do you think he'll stay there?
Unless he's dumber than I think, he won't wait till his lease is up.
That bill's hold in the right-hand drawer.
What do you need money for?
To bail Lisa out of jail.
You know, you could just leave her there until next Tuesday so you could sneak away safely as planned.
127.
How much you think you'll need?
First offense, burglary, probably 250. Piggy bank.
10 here.
33 here. Totals 190. Not enough.
I got 20 or so in my purse. Give me what you got.
What about the rest?
When those cops get a look at Miss Fremont, they'll even contribute.
Oh, Princess of Monaco, my friends.
I'll tell you who it is when you get back.
The phone rings. Ring.
Oh,
just a minute. I'll tell you who it is when you get back. Yeah. Jeffrey.
Ring.
This is Doyle, Jeff.
Drink. Drink.
I said Doyle.
You said
No,
Doyle?
Jeff.
You also said
Jeff.
Jeff, Brian.
Jeff. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit.
Tom, I got something real big for you.
Look, Jeff.
Drink.
Look, don't louse up my night with another man killer stuffing a.
Frank!
Wow.
This is an evil, evil thing that you've come up with.
Move on to the White Claw. The empty.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Look, Jeff. This don't last up my night with another man killer stuffing a grizzly trunk under. Oh fuck! I can't
Under what?
You motherfuckers! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this line. Okay. Look, Jeff. Don't last up my night with another man killer stuffing a grizzly trunk that turns out to be a.
Listen to me. Lisa's been arrested.
Your Lisa?
My Lisa. She went to Thorwald's apartment and he came back. The only way I could get her out was to call the police.
I told you.
I know what you told me. She went in to get evidence and came out with it.
Like what?
Like Mrs. Thorwald's wedding ring. If that woman were still alive, she'd be wearing it.
A possibility.
A fact. Last night he killed a dog for pawing in his garden. Why? Because he had something buried in there, something a dog could sense.
Like an old ham bone.
I don't know what pet name Thorwald had for his wife, and that night he went out half a dozen times with the metal suitcase. He wasn't taking his possessions because they're up in his apartment now.
You think perhaps it was old ham bone?
In sections. One other thing, doubting Tom. It just occurred to me that all the calls Thorwald made were long distance. If he called his wife the day she left, after she arrived in Marrittsville, why did she need to send him a postcard saying she arrived?
Where'd they take Lisa?
Precinct 6. I sent a friend over with bail money.
Maybe you won't need it. I'll run it down, Jeff.
Drink.
Oh, drink.
Oh, Jesus.
Ooh.
Need time to remind you all of Lysol. Lysol cleans and disinfects everything you might need.
Inject it immediately.
Indeed. Hold on. I'll do the charity one more time here before we get to the end.
Thank
we only
you,
have 10 pages
Clay,
left.
the charity.
All right. Of course, this incredible live reading has all been in service of the charity SymbolicArtsFX.com. They are Hollywood special effects artists creating masks for the frontline workers. You can donate to their cause at this link or at scriptsgonewild.com.
Good job, Clay.
Well done. Just don't dally. Thorwald knows is being watched.
If that ring checks out, we'll give him an escort. So long.
Miss Lonely Hearts is standing in the yard outside her apartment looking up at Miss Torso. Miss Torso.
Why?
Who's Miss Torso?
No one had a torso.
Great, give it to us.
Oh my God. Miss Torso, where are you?
Have you heard
no one
that
has
song he's been writing?
I've been ad-libbing it, but hold on. What page?
You've been ad-libbing this entire time? Middle of 148.
Page 148.
Pretty much. 148. Okay, wait. So that means 149 for me. That's why I've been skipping. Hold on.
Don't mind us.
Okay,
Okay.
I already read it, so can just move on.
I don't think anyone had torso. Okay, go.
Have you heard that song he's been writing?
Miss Lonely Hearts.
Oh,
I don't even know where I am.
I am glad that I was
I'm
there
glad
when
I
he
was here when he
played it.
played it.
Okay, Carl the waiter, tell us something that you would be saying to your wife right now.
Hello.
I have a gun and I will use it.
The phone rings again. Ring.
There's so many mysteries going on.
Hello, Doyle? Tom? Tom, I think Thorwald's left. I don't see anything.
Rico, look at your.
Hello?
Oh, that's right. It ain't Doyle, motherfucker. It's Thorwald. He
That's
just
right.
called your ass.
Oh, right, because Thorwald called the number.
Thorwald called the number.
Oh, what?
Jeff is watching, waiting, nervous at first. He reaches for the phone, changes his mind. He looks around for some kind of a weapon, finds none to suit him. He hears the slightest squeak of a floorboard and looks quickly towards the door again. The door. Another squeak of a floorboard, so light and quickly passing that at any other time it would have no significance. Even if it could be heard, then the light beneath the door disappears. Black. Jeff squints at the door, blinks, squints again at the door. No doubt about it. Black. He looks again for a weapon, and almost by instinct, he snatches up his flash holder and the small packet of bulbs he has taken out to signal Lisa earlier. Tries to move his wheelchair farther into the shadows. His eyes are glued to the door of his apartment, and his senses are sharp as a hunting dog's. He scarcely breathes. Only the slightest sound is heard as the doorknob turns. The door slowly and carefully swings open, but the corridor is too dark to tell at first who is entering. The door closes just as quietly, and from the shadowed recess comes a heavy voice, the scariest voice you've ever heard in your life. Clay.
What do you want from me?
Jeff doesn't answer. Thorwald steps to the top of the stairs and is now somewhat visible. He looks.
Your friend, the girl, could have turned me in. Why didn't she?
Jeff doesn't answer. His eyes watch Thorwald. He licks his lips with nervous tension and grips the flash holder. Thorwald comes down to the steps, pauses at the bottom.
What is it you want? A lot of money? I don't have any money. Say something! Say something! Tell me what you want!
Chills. Jeff still doesn't speak. He grips the flash holder a little more tightly, lifts it just a fraction of an inch as if he's prepared to use it, and Thorwald is advanced to the middle of the room, his eyes on Jeff and his hands clenching with the effort to control his anger.
Can you get me that ring back?
No,
Tell her to bring it back.
I can't. Please have it by now.
And if the police get me, you won't be around to laugh.
From a 3/4 angle towards Thorwald, Jeff lifts the flash holder to face level and closes his eyes, and he explodes the flash. Thorwald's face fills the screen, registering shock and confusion. He throws up his hands for protection and recoils, making an involuntary sound of surprise. A vision of Jeff in the apartment is seen by Thorwald is distorted and out of focus, filled with large twisting balls of bright yellow light. Thorwald blinking, trying to regain his sight. Jeff ejects his used bulb and quickly inserts another. He works furiously, sweating. He gets the bulb in the flash holder just in time to meet Thorwald coming out, and Jeff closes his eyes and another bulb explodes in Thorwald's face. Thorwald's face, full screen again as he recoils from the flash. The apartment is seen by Thorwald again. Big twisting balls of blinding yellow light. Thorwald stumbles again against the side table, knocking objects off the floor, struggling for a balance in sight. Jeff works rapidly to pull a flash bulb in the holder. Thorwald gains his equilibrium in some of his sight. Orienting himself, he stories for... Oh, God, I lost it.
Yeah.
When the flash holder goes off, we see it from Jeff's angle. Thorwald is lighted almost white, shockingly outlined. Jeff ejects the bulb, puts his last bulb in the flash holder. He tries to move the wheelchair a little further away from Thorwald, then he raises the flash holder again. We see Coin, Lisa, Stella, the detectives coming from the store, trying to lock.
Oh, Coin. It's Doyle, motherfucker.
God damn it. One of the men steps forward with the flat steel jimmy. They get open the door. From Thorwald's apartment, shooting at Jeff's window, a sudden bright flash is seen as the last flash bulb goes off, and it lights the scene of Jeff in the wheelchair and Thorwald diving through the air at him. Darkness rushes in, blacker than before. Thorwald has finally reached Jeff, knocking the flash equipment out of his hands and coming to grips with him. It is apparent that he is trying to pull Jeff out of the wheelchair. The wheelchair crashes over, spilling him onto the floor. Thorwald is on top of him, lifting, dragging him into the window. Jeff grabs everything he can to keep himself from the window, but Thorwald is too powerful for him. He strains to raise Jeff to the windowsill.
I'll give you a good look out the window.
Slowly and dishonorably, he raises Jeff to the windowsill. Jeff frantically grabs for the upright window frame. Coin, Stella, and Lisa, the two detectives crossing Thorwald's yard, see Jeff outside the window, and Lisa is panicked.
Jeff!
From Coin's viewpoint, Jeff hanging out the window and Thorwald hammering his hands and arms with bare fists. Coin pushes Lisa to one side and starts to scale the wall, preceded by two detectives. Thorwald fights, looking down on Jeff's face, showing his
Will, you're 38.
Thorwald is attacked. Thorwald and Jeff struggling. There's a lot of struggling going on. A lot of fighting. Then Coin says,
"Oh, fuck. Hold on.
Wait, Billy Ray, who is Coin?
Yeah, who is Coin?
Doyle!
Like, literally, you need to drink.
Doyle.
Yeah, Billy Ray, you said it like 9 times.
Yeah,
we all just let it go, but
Just get hammered.
yeah, take a big one there, BR. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you. This is all your fault. I said, Krill, you're 38.
okay. There's more fighting. Thorwald still trying to loosen Jeff's grip. Shooting over Coy's shoulders, he steadies himself. Two detectives ahead of Coy are moving up below the window. Two detectives are behind Thorwald and grab him. Jeff hanging from the window frame. He claws desperately for a hold. He's like hanging. He's trying not to fall. Jeff hanging from his window, so he loses his grip and plunges down to the patio below. Two detectives throw themselves beneath him, and they are not down. Lisa kneels down, cradles Jeff's head to her lap. There are tears in her eyes. Her clothes are disheveled and her dress torn. Her hair is disarranged, but withal, her face is as beautiful as ever.
Jeff, darling.
Rick!
Well done, Pat, by the way.
Oh,
Get an ambulance.
Okay.
I'm working on it.
How do I still?
And scene.
Lisa, I can't tell you how scared I was that you might.
Shut up. I'm all right.
You think you got enough for a search warrant now? Fuck.
Oh, sure, I can make it.
Lieutenant Doyle.
Yeah?
Thorwald's ready to take us on a tour of the East River.
Did he say what was buried in the flower bed?
Yeah, it's over in his apartment in a hat box. Want to look?
Oh, no thanks. I don't want any part of her.
Hmm.
What did I say?
Beginning on Jeff's window thermometer, the camera pans from right to left. There's something going on in the songwriter's apartment, Miss Lonely Hearts. They're dressing, they're having fun. Thorwald's apartment is empty. The syphilis and her husband are at their fire escape, training a new white dog to ride the basket.
Billy Ray, I want to interject. I was very, very curious what syphilis meant. and I looked it up on the internet, and apparently a siffleuse is a professional female whistler.
Christ.
Oh,
With syphilis.
that tracks. Well, basically,
Interesting.
basically everybody is just sort of like hanging out, and then all of a sudden, well, it's weird because it says the end, but then there's more.
Yeah.
Ooh, some post credit stuff.
So then we
Yeah.
go with some of the characters, starting with Miss Torso on the top of 58.9.
What
Do you have
happened?
Somebody playing the songwriter?
His torso.
What happened?
Alvin!
Ryan, play the songwriter.
Somebody showed the photographer, and he fell out his window. Something like that.
That music you wrote.
Songwriter and Miss.
It's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
Come on up.
Is that it?
Doyle, you have the last line.
Doyle.
Wait, really?
Not
Ryan,
the
you're gonna
last
want
line,
to
but-
take your head out of your hands and look at the screen here.
The last line is Stella's line.
Oh, it's not the last line.
It's got a couple of lines.
It's the fourth to last line.
Did I miss it? Oh, sure, I can make it.
Brian, that was like 4 pages
Oh,
ago.
wait,
this
wait,
is the
wait, wait.
This is the bottom of 159.
We're so close, Brian.
Did he say what was buried in the flower bed?
No, bottom of 159.
Sorry, I hate you all.
You're losing the light.
Brian, say, how's your
fair.
stomach?
That there are
How's
lines
your stomach?
at the end. I just want to say, how's your stomach?
Bent.
You were right. There was something in that garden. I just got a signal. It's in Thorwald's icebox now.
That reminds me.
Oh.
Two heads are better than one.
You know what? I have to say, as a writer, I always kind of poo-pooed the auteur theory until I read this script out loud, drunk.
2 heads are better than one.
Hitchcock, the auteur theory is real. That's a horrible last line.
Yep.
And Hitchcock was right.
Yeah, you sold it though. You sold it beautifully.
No,
But
I
maybe
didn't
it was the best thing in the world.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that there was an exchange at the end.
Like the man who knew too much has a great last line. Sorry, we're late. We just had to go and pick up Hank.
No, Hitchcock was right. Screenwriters and actors are all just fucking tools, and the auteur theory is true.
Yeah.
I
Guys,
didn't tell this.
I'm gonna have you guys stick on for just 1 second, but I'm gonna end the live feed. I'm just gonna throw out a few little extra deets. Thank you guys. That was Rear Window. Big round of applause, everybody, for our
Extra deets?
audience.
What,
and our
one
charity.
wasn't enough?
Oh, this is just Act 1 of Rear Window. Choose tomorrow night. Join us next week, May 13th, same time, same place, for No Holds Barred. We've got a really fun cast. We've got Chris Kidd from Kid and Play, who is joining us for that one. Subscribe to us and like this video on YouTube. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Scripts Gone Wild, on Twitter at Crunk for Charity. You can also donate to us on Patreon, patreon.com/Scripts Gone Wild. And that's it, guys. That was a read.
Yeah, that was fun.
Big thanks to our readers. One more time for our readers: Pat Healy, Ioannides, Cogman, Betsy Holt, Rico Anderson, Frank Dietz, Alexis Iacono, Ryan Marker, Clay Keller for stepping in as co-host and doing a great job, the dearly departed Dave Lawson. And yeah, that's it for now. So I'm going to stop the live stream and we're